What was the Mita system that sparked Indigenous rebellion? Imagine being forced to work 4 months on end, from your home, with little rest and no fair pay. That's what happened under the colonial version of the Mita system. Originally, the Mita was an Inca tradition where communities shared labor for public projects like roads, terraces, and temples. It was based on mutual help and shared responsibility, with everyone contributing and receiving support from their community. But when the Spanish arrived, they turned this system into something very different. They used it as a way to force Indigenous men to work in dangerous and exhausting conditions, especially in the silver mines of Potosi and the mercury mines at Huancavelica. Thousands of Indigenous men, called Mitayos, had to work 4 months at a time, often from their families, with little to no compensation. The Spanish organized the labor in shifts, usually 1 week working and 2 weeks resting, but the toll on communities was enormous. Entire villages lost their workforce, and families suffered because their men were taken away for forced labor. This system was not about fairness or community help anymore. It was about extracting wealth for the Spanish Empire at the expense of Indigenous lives. The harsh conditions, exploitation, and loss of traditional ways of life caused deep resentment. This anger fueled many rebellions, including the famous Tupac Amaru II uprising in the late 1700s. Tupac Amaru II, who claimed descent from the Inca royal family, led a revolt against Spanish rule, partly because of the brutal treatment under the Mita system. So, what started as a community effort became a symbol of colonial oppression. The transformation of the Mita into a forced labor system was a key spark for Indigenous resistance. It showed how colonial powers used existing practices to serve their own interests, and how Indigenous communities fought back against this exploitation. The rebellion of Tupac Amaru II was a clear sign that Indigenous people would not accept such harsh treatment forever.